Hi guys, I'm Bree with SwitchWeld, and today we're going to be talking about how to make a circle with your SwitchWeld. Let's get started. Alrighty guys, I've already gone ahead and created a program, and you can find out how to do this in our Creating a Program video. The link is in the description below. Next, we're going to want to create a point where the cobot can approach your circle. Now, to avoid torch whip, you're going to want to go ahead and start the cobot twisted in the opposite direction. Now I'm going to move my starting point to the home position here. I'm going to go ahead and set my point here. You can tap the point button and then that will create a line. Now go ahead and move your cobot to a point where it can approach your weld. I'm going to go ahead and put it here. Now you can go ahead and hit the point button once again as a one tap, and it's going to set that air move to this position. Now I'm going to move my teach tip to the beginning of this circle. So before we get programming, we need to understand how the SwitchWeld creates circles. SwitchWeld, you actually create a semicircle or a circular arc using 3 points: the beginning, the middle, and the end of the circular segment. And to create a circle, you're going to use 2 of these circular segments. Now, I've started it here, facing away from me on the back of the part. And I'm going to twist it around the part this way so that the torch here, this cable, will not get wrapped up around the cobot. To set this point, you're going to go ahead and long hold the point button. And that's going to set that point as the beginning of this circular arc. And since it's the beginning of the arc, I'm going to go ahead and tap the arc button, which is the second button on the end effector. And then that's going to start the arc here. The next thing we're going to go and do is move our cobot into the path we want. We're going to put it in the second point of this circular segment right here. And you can set that second point by long holding the point button, and you're going to see it say C2. Next, you're going to put the third point on that arc. To set that C3 point, you're going to go ahead and just hold down the point button once again, and you're going to see on the teach pendant it says C3. That's going to be the end of your circular segment. Now, to set the second half of the circle, you're going to go ahead and hold down that point button once again, signifying that's the beginning of your next circular welding segment. I'm going to go ahead and twist our cobot all the way through this program. Once again, to get that circular segment, you're going to hold down the point button. Now we're going to make the final point. Finally, I'm going to long hold down that point button for a final time. And to turn the arc off, we're going to just tap the arc button, and the rest of the moves will be air moves. So when we're retracting from this circular weld, we're going to want to set it up in a way that it unwinds. So I'm just going to create a point or two on our way out of this circle. And then my final point is going to be at the start, so it can go ahead and retract to where the start is. Finally, we can actually test to see if this works by going to the start, which we already are, and hitting the play button. We have the weld enable off, so we don't need to worry about any welding. And we have the teach tip on, so we can make sure that this weld is at an appropriate spot. It looks great. Finally, to play our weld, I'm gonna go ahead and take this teach tip off and we're gonna run it. Let's watch. Now that's how you create a circular weld on your SwitchWeld. If you want to learn more, check out our website, switchweld.com, or check out more videos on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.